So we are right in front of the assembly rooms in Edinburgh during the DataFest happening right now, and I'm here with the founder of She Shapes AI, who was on stage in the very beginning of today. Hello, can you introduce yourself and say a few words about your organization?
Yeah, with pleasure. So I'm Julia Stamm. I'm the founder and CEO of She Shapes AI. We are a catalyst for women-led responsible AI innovation. So we really want to showcase what is possible if we're approaching AI in a way that is, focusing on solving real-world problems, accountable, responsible, and we're really building a community of founders, entrepreneurs, and AI leaders around the world. And we're also providing AI trainings to executives to help them on this journey.
When it comes to executives, you said today, you shared a lot of data when it comes to the gaps within organizations, when it comes to how employees and the leaders perceive AI within the industries. Yeah. Can you share some of the numbers that you collected?
Yeah, so I mean, what we've been realizing is that employees and employers actually live in different realities when it comes to their organizations. So employers are very, very confident, that the employees have the AI tools at their disposal that they need in order to do their work better, more efficient. I think there is like 70% or 88% of employers think this, but only 20% of employees think that they have adequate AI tools. The other thing is also that around 80% of actually workers within organizations actively resist the AI efforts, that are being moved forward by the executive level, and around 30% even are trying to sabotage the company's AI efforts. So these are just some numbers that have been published very recently, and I think what they're showing us is that they're very complex realities when it comes to AI adoption, and something that is you're not just putting out a policy and saying, this is what we're going to do, something that is decided at the board level, but you really have to understand how this lands with people on the ground who are actually doing the work, whose workflows are being impacted, and who right now very often just don't understand the purpose of integrating AI.
You are running trainings for leaders. So what are you mostly focusing on when it comes to training future and current leaders of companies?
Yeah. So we're trying to explain to them that getting AI right is a very complex thing. It's not just something where you decide that you want your organization to adopt AI, but that there is so much that you need to consider beforehand. So the leaders that we are focusing on are actually the ones who have a very thoughtful approach to AI, and they want to make sure that this is also something that supports their employees. They want to make sure that there's enough space for experimentation, but they also want to have their questions answered. So we work a lot with the executives who say, we don't really get all of this that's happening now, but we know that we have a responsibility to understand it. So they come to us to really, be more, better prepared, but also understand what's at stake when you're deciding things at the executive level, and then want basically the employees in the organization to take this up, and that this is just not something that happens automatically. And so leaders come to us because they're also looking for a safe space to exchange what's not working, to also ask how are you dealing with the situation, and that is something that very often they can't really do within their organization because they're being looked up as the ones you have to take the decision. But there's also a lot of uncertainty, a lot of insecurity, because AI is new for everyone. And it's a huge leadership challenge, and so we're really trying to give them this confidence, but also this, it's okay if you don't know everything right now, but if you're providing this safe space also for your teams, really trying to integrate AI in a very systemic way and not just a little bit here and there, and really rethink processes and what the purpose of your organization is, that should be center stage, then there is a very good chance that you can make this work.
Okay. And do you have any message for employees within different organizations who are being engaged into different experiments or different tools that are being used within the companies right now?
Yeah. I mean, what I would say to employees is, really experiment. Try to find peers. Do this together. It's much more fun to do this together. To find your little groups. I have seen a lot of really interesting experimentation, different models being developed and then being used. But also raise your questions, raise your concerns if you're in an environment where you think you can do this. And just don't, sort of accept passively and try to resist then passively if things don't go the way they work. And really, as I said, I work with employers, and normally they're really trying to do the things right. So we've also talked a lot about how you can actually go and seek them out and tell them, listen, I think in my workflow, what would really be beneficial is X, Y, Z, because you are the ones who understand what's happening on the ground.
So what would be your final message, the most important thing that organizations, people on different levels should focus on right now, in your opinion?
I think the most important question that you have to ask yourself is, first of all, what is the purpose of what I'm doing? What is the purpose of my organization? And then how can AI support this? So the most important question is, how can AI support our work? But also, how can we rethink what we have been doing? I think it is very tempting to just take AI and put it on top of everything you're already doing, but this is not having the transformative impact that AI can have. So it's really to take a step back, think about what is it that we're doing, what are the outcomes that we want to achieve, and then think about what kind of a difference can AI make. And so really take the time to think through all of this, work it out also with your teams and with your leadership before jumping to rapid conclusions.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. It was amazing listening to you on stage and listening to you right now. I know that there are a lot of amazing stats, a lot of amazing knowledge that you collected on AI within organizations. Thank you for sharing it with everyone who's interested.
Yeah, no, and thank you for your interest, really. I enjoyed meeting you and I enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you.